Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It is December 8th, 2015. 11 years ago today, the man you see on the screen was murdered on stage playing a rock show, something he had done for more than 20 years. If you're not familiar with this man, his name is Darrell Abbott, better known as Dimebag Darrell, the guitarist of Pantera and later Damageplan. In this video, we're going to talk about his death as well as John Lennon's, who also died December 8th, 1980, 24 years before Darrell Abbott. Both deaths have a lot of the same numbers coded into them. And if you are new to this channel, what I reveal is how the powers that be, the people who run the record studios, who run the movie companies, who run the news networks, who control politicians like puppets, that entity, they really do kill people, and they kill them by the numbers. Many people are familiar with the 27 Club, the celebrities who have died at age 27. I have shown how the majority of those people who have died at age 27 have also had life numbers of 27, which comes from their birth numerology. There's other numbers besides 27 that are significant and connected to death, and one of those significant numbers is 38, a number that connects to the deaths of Darrell Abbott as well as John Lennon. Darrell Abbott even died at age 38, plus there are multiple 38s coded into his death, which we will get to. So if you're new here, I talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. After you're done with this video, if you have time, go to YouTube and type in How to Gematria, just like it is up here where I'm highlighting. How to Gematria. I have a 10-minute video. If you watch that, you will have the skill. You will be able to apply it. This skill can reveal a lot of information in this world. Just this week, Scott Wayland died. I have a written post on this blog. I have not done a video yet, but he died by this same type of pattern, dying in Minnesota, a state with 38 gematria, plus a whole lot more to it than that. But again, what I am saying here, what I am revealing in this video, I have revealed 100 times before, and if you're aware of this, you're going to catch it in the future, the next time it happens. So the people who run the studios, for the most part Zionist Jews, they practice gematria, and they code numbers into their artist names and more. I'm pretty sure the nickname Dimebag Darrell comes from one of these studio executives. Notice the English gematria of 666. This number is also coded into the death of John Lennon. His nickname, Dimebag Darrell, has identical gematria to his birth name, Darrell Lance Abbott, 66, which is also his year of birth. His birthday, August 20th, 1966, yields numerology of 113. Remember this number, a very special number to the Zionists, a number that connects to his death, which we will get to. A favorite number of the Zionist Truth Seeker is 33. This number is coded into many special words, including rock star and diamond, two names that applied to Darrell Abbott. Also notice his initials of DD for Diamond Darrell. D is the fourth letter. DD is a lot like 44. And 44, unfortunately, is the kill number. The date he died on, December 8th, 2004, has a numerology of 44, the kill number. Kill the small way, Truth Seeker. I'll show you the alternate method. Here's the first method using the alphabetic order. K's the 11th letter, I's the 9th, L's the 12th, L's the 12th, added up, 44. Here's the other method. K's the 11th letter, 1 plus 1 becomes 2. I's the 9th, L's the 12th. For 12, 1 plus 2 becomes 3. So you make each letter a single digit, then you add. This way, kill is 17. This date also happens to have numerology of 17. So it has both the kill numbers coded within the date he was murdered at his live concert. He was shot by a 25-year-old, as was John Lennon. John Lennon's assassin was a 25-year-old. They said the 25-year-old who murdered him was a Marine. Now check this out, Truth Seeker. The word death has a gematria of 38. Darrell Dimebag Darrell, died at age 38. And he died on December 8th. The numerology of 12 See, the date's 12/8. The numerology of 12 is 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the numerology of this date is also 3/8. The band he was playing for, Damage Plan, has a gematria of 38. The album that they were on concert for debuted at number 38. And his assassin is named Nathan Gale, having gematria of 38. Now, what this reveals to me, Truth Seeker, is whoever really murdered this man was not responsible. I guarantee you this Nathan Gale is a made-up character, a patsy, to place the blame. The people who killed Darrell Abbott are the same people who have killed many others by this same set of numbers. With regards to them blaming it on a Marine, Marine has the gematria of 33. His age of 25 has the number 149 coded within, which is the number for Skull and Bones. And again, this is the same age of the assassin of John Lennon. Skull and Bones is a Masonic order. The people who are behind these killings by the numbers are very much Masonic. Freemasonry, very much associated with Zionism. The venue he was killed at has gematria of 122. This is a number that connects to Freemason through a form of gematria, a number often found around tragedy. He died in Columbus, Ohio, which has gematria of 153. If you read the Bible, this is the number of fish in the miraculous catch. And the word fish happens to have Jewish gematria of 113. Remember, he has a birth number of 113 connected to 153. Plus, if you write out 153 and sum it in Pythagorean gematria, it also sums to 113. So often, these celebrity deaths have numbers that have relationships in numerology, and also numbers that connect from birth to death. He was born in Arlington, died in Ohio. 47, a very significant number. We'll talk more about it at the end of the video. If you've never heard the song Truth Seeker, the band The Police, which Sting sings for in 83 on their album Synchronicity, they released this song Murder by Numbers. If you read this song's lyrics and then you look at what I am showing you with regards to coding by numbers and gematria, you see this really is what's going on. This old world practice, gematria, older than English, being used all this time, but in secret ways, and being coded into events such as the murdering of people. Now let's check it out with John Lennon, who was shot to death outside his apartment in New York. The day he was murdered on was a date with numerology of 119. This is the gematria of Star of David, the symbol of the Zionist. The gematria of all-seeing eye, what's on our money. It also reminds us of September 11th. Think about September 11th in New York. The date he died on, Truth Seeker, a life lesson number of 38. The number for death, the number so heavily coded into Darrell Abbott's death. Yoko Ono, his life partner, also happens to have named gematria of 38. He was shot with a 38. The Beatles in history, Truth Seeker. Notice this. Masonic and Jewish gematria sums to 223. The Beatles, who John Lennon sang for, released their first album in history March 22nd, 1963. In the UK, the date March 22nd is written 22/3, just like Beatles in Jewish gematria, which is identical to Masonic. Again, the Freemasons, the Zionists, they run the recording studios. They always have. The Beatles, and making them as famous as they are, is their doing. Look at the simple English gematria of Masonic, Truth Seeker, a very important number in this nation. We have a 7-4 birthday in the United States. Notice the names John and Lennon, 47 and 74. In the United States, only the 33rd state has a gematria of 74, Oregon. Special numbers, 3374, Masonic numbers. John Lennon was murdered in New York. This is what I want you to notice, Truth Seeker. New York was established July 26th. The first governor of New York, George Clinton, was born July 26th. The FBI was established on this date. It's because Revelation is the playbook, and Revelation equals the same numbers as John Lennon. John Lennon in gematria sums to 726 English gematria, 121 simple English gematria, which is identical to the word revelation, also summing to 121,726. Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. If you sum 1 through 11, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 up to 11, it totals 66. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. And like I'm telling you, the people who run the show, they use Revelation as the playbook for so much. So John Lennon's assassin, a three-part shooter name, something we often get. Mark David Chapman, having gematria of 139, just like the word Freemasonry. He was killed in the archway. Look at the gematria of archway in comparison with murder. It's identical. He was murdered in the archway after returning from Record Plant Studio after recording with Yoko Ono. More 79 coding, just like the word murder. He was cremated on October 12th, or excuse me, December 10th, he was cremated, 1980. 2 days later. He was cremated on a date with 40 numerology, just like his age that he was murdered. And what's interesting is there are people out there who say the story of Jesus dying at 33 is false. He really died at 40. I just find it interesting how cremated has this gematria of 33. He dies at age 40. They cremate him on a day with 40 numerology. It just reminds me of the people who make that argument. There might be something to it. Perhaps that's why it's coded here in John Lennon. Yoko Ono, there are rumors out there that she's responsible for his death. I don't know that that's true, but I do find it really interesting what is coded into her name in light of the words death and kill, in light of everything else. And Truth Seeker, again, so many celebrities throughout the years have been murdered on dates with 38 numerology, including rappers such as Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. So many, Truth Seeker. Many more since that, too. Just lots of the big ones died on dates with 38 numerology. In the story, they say Rolling Stone, the magazine, did a shoot with Yoko and John Lennon earlier in the day that ended at 3:30. Just makes me wonder these details in the story. They love to code 33. And they'd been recording or mixing the song Walking on Thin Ice. Just think about what that phrase means. On the verge of trouble, shot hours later. What's interesting about the gematria of these words is how they sync up with New World Order and United States of America. And in a way, the Beatles very much were a band of the New World Order, made famous over their airwaves, their radio waves, their TV stations, by the numbers, to millions of people throughout the world. Just lots of little things coded in, Truth Seeker. Again, John Lennon's assassin, 25 years old. The significance, skull and bones. The Masonic order that identifies by the number 322, the reflection of 223. Lennon at birth was separated from his family and raised in Blackpool. His assassin was from Hawaii, supposedly. Places with 33 gematria. His assassin said it was a blasphemy that he said he was more popular than Jesus. Blasphemy, a word with 38 gematria. He shot him with a 38. And also the detail about how he had the book, The Catcher in the Rye, from J.D. Salinger. John Lennon's assassin supposedly had this book. Look at the gematria of this book, 96, just like the word Freemason. Recently, on December 8th, in the year 2013, the statue of Lennon, World War II figure, was torn down in Kyiv after standing for exactly 66 years. So one last point before we close out. I'm almost at the 15-minute cap. Notice that the statue of Lennon, a very famous symbol, like both musicians, was erected in 47. Kyiv, where it was erected, has gematria of 47. The Zionist nation established in 47 with a 33-member vote. Learn this language. Again, you'll see through history. Until next time.